And welcome back. A nonprofit organization is going on some unusual fishing expeditions to remove as much plastic junk as possible from the ever-growing Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Max Darrow brings us this story from California.
The sailing ship Kauai recently returned from its latest fishing trip to the North Pacific Gyre, also known as the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Its catch: tons of abandoned fishing equipment, single-use plastics, and household goods.
It's a very sad and eerie feeling to be in the middle of the ocean and to see our own garbage floating out there.
Located halfway between Hawaii and California, the Great Pacific Garbage Patch covers about 620 square miles, an area about the size of Alaska. The floating mess contains more than 1.8 trillion pieces of plastic, which amounts to about 250 pieces of debris for every human on the planet.
Plastics that are made to last for 50, 100, 200 years are not things that belong in our ocean.
The Kauai covered more than 4,600 nautical miles between San Francisco and Honolulu. After a 45-day trip, the Ocean Voyages Institute crew pulled 96 tons of waste like this out of the Pacific Ocean.
One thing that we encountered out there was just a great amount of consumer plastics. All those types of things, they end up thousands of miles out in the Pacific.
Mary Crowley is the founder of Ocean Voyages Institute. She says every piece of trash will be repurposed, recycled, or upcycled into building blocks, insulation, furniture, and even energy.
We've worked with H-Power in Hawaii, where they use it to power homes. We've turned it into fuel.
The Kauai and ships from other organizations are working as fast as they can to keep the floating dump from growing larger.
This vessel and others like it could be out there for decades doing this job and keep coming back with cargo holds full of plastic for years to come.
That is, unless humans change their habits and consumption of single-use plastics. Max Darrow, CBS News.
It's so sad to see that out there, you know.
I know, didn't know that happened, but thankfully there are people like her
Yeah.
out in this world to try and make it better.
Yeah.
But it's going to take a lot of work.